Hello there. Behind me you'll see two Wurlitzer 105 band organs. One's a replica I've been building and the other's an original that I'm restoring. I have been thinking for a very long time about adding MIDI to these two organs, musical interface, musical instrument, digital interface, that's correct. And I was looking at stuff online. Here are some of the solutions I've seen online where people have built MIDIs using these tiny Arduino boards, which are programmable for MIDI, all sorts of sizes, but they don't have enough pinouts to cover the whole range of notes that we need to have lineouts for. So I came across these. These are expansion boards that you can add to and create. So I did some experimenting with that, and that worked, but it's a bit clunky. You know, it's not, I want something clean and simple without all these extra pins and complications. And I was experimenting a little bit with the Arduino kits that come with these breadboards. But look, these are very, very fragile. And I don't want anything that's that fragile or vulnerable to just being knocked and things moving around. So I want something that's really stable, robust, where I can screw in the wires rather than just having to solder them or push them into a little hole. And I'd kind of given up on that idea, and I was looking to some commercial solutions which were quite expensive, and they have these massive great motherboards that I was pretty certain that technology had advanced a bit more than that. And then I came across something called the Arduino Mega. Here's the Arduino Mega. The reason this I think might be suitable for what I'm trying to do is that it actually has over 60 pinouts, and we need like 40, 42, 43 plus maybe some for percussion cymbals and so on. Which means I can use this one brain, this one motherboard, and I can get rid of all of this, and everything sits in here. Now, it's still problematic in that the pins are all the way around the outside, and that would mean there'd be lots of loose wires coming out and so on, and I wasn't really keen on that until I discovered the next wonderful thing online, and that was a cover that goes on this, that all the pins are then connected to proper little outlets with screws, screw fixtures for the wires to go in, which gives us proper connections to work with. And I liked the idea of that. So let me insert this in there and screw that all together like it's supposed to be, and I'll get back to you. Well, it looks pretty simple. This is the Arduino Mega that has got 60 plus pinouts on it. And this is the unit that's got no electronics in it. It really just takes the pinouts here and then moves them across in a sensible fashion to nice little connectors, all numbered with the pins on this. And so with this on there, this will become the entire MIDI control unit. From there, I will run cables. I will try and run cables to an 8-unit relay component here. I think for a 105 I'll need 6 of these, 3, 8, 48, I'll give myself 48 relays. So 6 of these, 1 of these, 6 of these, and then I've got these little solenoids which open and close an air valve, and if these can be fitted into, here's a piece of tubing that fits over there, and what this will do, if this will release the vacuum on the Wurlitzer block valves instead of a hole in the paper roll. And this is all a 5-volt system, so it can all be, it could even be battery operated, I've discovered. So that's what I'm going to do now. I was going to assemble this, and then we'll see about connecting this up to this. And if I can get these 8 relays working from this with a piece of code that I've got to write, then we're on the right track. All of these components are freely available off of Amazon, and they're not expensive at all. So I'll put a running total up in the top corner as we go along. All right, let me assemble this. Well, that's the Arduino Mega installed underneath this. Now this is called, it has a rather fancy name, a screw terminal block breakout module with aluminium enclosure for the Arduino Mega 2560. Specially designed to go with the Arduino Mega. I mean, it's wonderful that these things are available. I had no clue until I accidentally stumbled across it in a video. Now I have to install this in the frame. For that to work, there are some small spacers that need to be fitted in here. Well, that's it, all installed inside the casing. I've got to do a lot of connecting with this, and I don't want it moving around too much, so I've got a piece of scrap wood here. Temporarily, I'm going to do a layout here before I've even decided how it's going to be in the final layout. I just want to test my theories. That's the first thing, so I'm going to screw this down onto this board. Now there's going to be 6 relays, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 8 relays in each section. So I want to be able to do a cable from here to this one and another cable from here to there. Not just have 60 separate wires. What I want to do is, I've found some wire, can't see it at the moment, there it is. There's 10 different colours here, so I'm just going to take 8 different colours, and then I've got some heat shrink tubing here. So I'm going to cut a piece of tubing that I can put some wires in, shrink it down so I've actually got a cable the right length with 8 different colours in it, and I will repeat that for each of the 6 relay sets. I'll get on with that now. Now I'm going to create a mini wiring loom with 8 different coloured wires that go from here to here, because I'm going to just experiment with 8 channels initially. Here's the wire. Okay, let's go and heat shrink this, and then we'll have one unit. It'll be much easier to work with these. Now the wire that I've selected has a multi-strand core, so I'm going to strip the ends and then I'm going to tin them, because I know from experience when you're trying to put a multi-strand core into a hole, then the strands splay out, they get mixed up, they bend, it becomes a mess. So I'm going to strip the ends here and I'm going to tin the ends to make it easier for insertion and making connections. I'm about to connect these to the heart of the system, the Arduino, and I'm going to use 6 of these, and I'm going to use identical colouring. So I'm going to use, I've selected 8 pinouts here, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and I'm going to make the connections to these, and I'm going to make them identical. For each of the 6 relay units, I'm going to take a block of 8 pinouts and run them to the same colouring. It'll make it much easier for someone in the future to do troubleshooting, etc. And it's just going to be tidier and cleaner all around. So now I'm just going to connect these up. Well, we've now got that 8-channel relay connected to the Arduino. Now I need to program the Arduino and ask it to send a signal from each of those 8 pins we've selected, and we'll see if that operates the relay system. This is getting exciting. It'll either work or it won't. Fingers crossed. First thing I have to do is download the Arduino programming interface. So it's fairly easy to download the interface and get a good start with it. It's all online, it's all open source, and it's absolutely wonderful. There's a great group of people who will help you out. And I decided I would just try my hand at asking ChatGPT to write the code for me. I've heard this is a very good way of doing it. So I just said, write me a sketch for an Arduino, gave them the pins I wanted, and then I told them what I wanted it to do. And would you believe it? It wrote the code. Now, I forgot to tell them it was an Arduino Mega, so I had to redo it, but the code came up, and it's really quite straightforward. I can't believe it. So I copied that and straight pasted it into the Arduino sketch, and there we are, all ready to see if it works. Here I've got the code turning off the relays every half a second. I can change that. Let's make it a quarter of a second. That's 250 milliseconds. And that's now going quicker. See if we can make it even quicker than that. Okay, so I'm going to increase the speed. And there it's going much quicker. So what we've done is we've proven that we can program the Arduino to interface with these relays. So the next step will be to see if we can get these relays to interact with the small solenoid valves that will operate the valves on the organ. So I'm going to stop here for this episode. I'm very pleased with the progress so far, but I have found a flaw in my theories, and that is that the small 5-volt solenoids do not work. They're not strong enough. They're strong enough to release the vacuum, but then the vacuum is actually so strong in these Wurlitzers that it's not strong enough to close. The vacuum is holding it open. So what I'm going to do is, they have a different model of these which are 12 volts, so I'm going to go for the 12 volt ones. So I've ordered a few of those and they'll be coming shortly. Amazon Monday Prime is pretty wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, so we've proven that we can program an Arduino, we can make it interact with the solenoids and the relays. And so in the next episode, we'll be making it play music on the organ. So that's something to look forward to. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I know there are a lot of pretty niche things I'm doing, but apparently a lot of people do like it. We've got over 1,500 subscribers. So thanks for sticking with me, and see you next time. Cheers.